Well, hello and welcome to another Daily Dominion. It is Thursday. Yesterday, unfortunately, I did not have the time and energy to record the daily, but also yesterday's daily was kind of bland with the absence of trashing. Still an interesting kingdom, but yeah, I only had a very brief window to play it. Anyways, today's kingdom, we have a lot of ally stuff going on, and with that, a bit of alchemy mixed in, and the ally stuff looks rather strong, whereas also the alchemy stuff looks a bit annoying. We have a cursor in a kingdom that does not have that much trashing. Actually, the only thinning possible is going to be Carpenter later on, once a pile has emptied. And apart from that, well, we have the Townsfolk pile, which I will show off in just a second. And the Townsfolk pile consists of 4 cards. It's a weird UI. And we can use Town Crier to rotate them to the later cards. Town Crier itself can be a silver or a cantrip, rather pleasant. And yeah, what else is going on? We have some strong-ish draw in Highwayman. We have Underling, which gives us favors. It's a liaison, and in this case, the ally is Band of Nomads. So whenever we gain a card costing 3 or more, we may spend a favor for +1 card, +1 action, or +1 buy, which can be really useful, especially if you pair up the Underling with Carpenter, gaining us more Underlings or Carpenters. Later on, a Carpenter could be used as a remodel once the first supply pile is empty. Then getting junk out of our deck or remodeling, I don't know, maybe once the curses have run familiars into 5-cost cards. We have 2 villages in Capital City and Contract. Capital City is super pleasant, usually Contract more on the situational side, but can also give us favors. There is no plus buy in the Kingdom cards, but Underling and Contract essentially constitute plus buy, as whenever we buy a card that costs 3 or more, we can just use a favor for the plus buy. And yeah, I don't know what else to tell you. Skirmisher interacts with the other attack cards, of course, so it is nice to have one to annoy your opponent a bit. Due to the junky nature of the decks, usually the discard attacks won't be that impactful, I think. And then also, of course, there's Philosopher's Stone, which even if all of the alchemists and familiars were gone, I don't think I would buy usually here, just because it's going to produce so little money for what it's worth. And if we don't draw our deck and if we don't draw anything, then I mean it might be a bit of money, but then that means that we also have not succeeded in building an engine and we've spent like valuable resources on buying it. So yeah, I wouldn't advise going for it here. Anyways, let's look at the kingdom plot. As I said, the only real thinning is Carpenter once a pile has emptied. There is a bit of draw in Highwayman and also Capital City, especially combined with Town Criers or something that gives virtual money, such as Skirmisher. And there is also Alchemist for draw. Attacks, well, Familiar is a strong attack, especially in this non-trashing kingdom. Highwayman can be quite annoying, and Skirmisher, as I said, not as impactful as it might be on other kingdoms, probably. Yeah, what is our strategy going to be? Well, uh, due to the absence of thinning, cursing and yeah, getting those curses into your opponent's deck is all the more important. And thus we are going to open with Potion. It is a bit on the risky side. That's kind of one of the annoyances with Familiar, that opening with Potion has a severe risk of accidentally not drawing the potion with 3 money and then being on the sad side. And probably because of that, we're going to open with Town Crier with the potion and then see how we go from there. We also want to hit 5 a lot early on for Highwayman, and then we'll follow that up by capital cities to sift through our deck a lot, using the discard option quite often probably. And yeah, that's the game plan. Opening wise, the openings are all quite different due to the band of nomads. I think on the 3/4 or the 2/5, you do not use the band of nomads favor. You rather save it for a later point. On the 4/3 or the 5/2, you can use it on turn 1. And yeah, I don't know, the rationale behind not using the thing on turn 3 or 4 would be to not accidentally draw into the card you bought on turn 2. Like if you draw into the potion, it's quite sad. If you draw into the Highwayman, it's quite sad. I mean, I could also see someone doing it. It's not that bad. There's like a 1 in 6 chance that it happens, but might lead to incredible sadness. Luckily, we do not have that. Uh, yeah, that choice. Or actually, do we open with potion? Now I'm seeing Carpenter. Carpenter might be a bit less risky early on. And it will also enable us to gain a potion, while it's probably drawing us a card with Band of Nomads. But yeah, cursing the AI early and often seems like it's going to be important, so I think we are in the end going for the potion opening as I advised. And now this is great. This means that there are going to be, since we did draw a copper, this means that down there are going to be, well, 3 coppers and a potion. So we will be able to hit familiar. Now here we could either go for Underling or Town Crier. I think, despite what I wrote, maybe Town Crier is better. The 2 money early on will help us to hit 5 probably, and thus we should be a bit better. Exactly, if AI doesn't play its Highwayman here, then we will hit 5. We can rotate to the blacksmiths, but I don't really see any reason to do that yet. And we pick up a Highwayman ourselves, and AI has just rotated away. But we're sort of lucky that we didn't draw the potion here, as we wouldn't have been able to do anything, Highwayman or not, and we already got the first curse into AI's deck. Now, let's hope that, well, we draw the Town Crier, I was about to say, but instead we are the criers ourselves. I'm a bit concerned that AI got this Carpenter and is gaining good cards much more than we are. Like, we're kind of stuck by hitting 2 all the time. Like, here again, but now at least with the incoming Highwayman, we will at least be able to hit 5 or familiar. I think this wants to be a capital city for now, just to sift through more stuff. Here we get to trigger a shuffle with lots of good cards in it, while 3 of our somewhat good cards will miss the shuffle. And yeah, we just need to hope that we will kind of prevail in the end, because we have the deck without all of those curses, but AI is doing quite well, and this of course is not a hand you would like to see. We're just skipping our turn, or we can put in 1 more Town Crier. I don't think they hurt at all. Yeah, Capital City, I did not notice this initially, but Capital City has quite the nice synergy with Blacksmith, in that you, in principle, do get to discard 2 cards to have a lower hand size with Capital City, and then you will be able to draw into some stuff. I think actually let's ditch the potion here and draw a bit more, and that's great. We hit 3 here, decline that. Maybe get an Underling or a Blacksmith, both sound good. Mm, why not go for a Blacksmith? It's more a vibe thing than in anything else. And yeah, these decks are junky. AI also got its potion, played the potion, but it only had, yeah, it was under the Highwayman attack at exactly the right time for it to not be able to buy a familiar itself. We, on the other hand, do get to put in, I think, another Underling, or our first Underling actually, to get that plus buy. And now we could just play this one for coins and then buy a 5-cost card. I think it's actually much better here to just trigger the shuffle, to just play the +1 card, +1 action. And even though we do only hit 4 now, we have triggered a shuffle with many good cards in it and should be better off. Yeah, let's buy a Miller to increase the chance of finding our good cards later on, and yeah, see where that goes. I mean, AI is holding on so far, but AI also has 5 curses in its deck that we do not have. And we could gain a silver here to draw a card, but that would be incredibly cheeky. And yeah, the last 3 cards contain Highwayman and Capital City. If we draw either of them, I think we would be very happy. If we do not draw either of them, but instead think draw the Blacksmith, we can also cantrip it, then yeah, I think it's very clear we want to have this +1 card, +1 action. I don't think we need to rotate here. Let's not give AI access to the Blacksmiths. And yeah, this, well, we will only hit 3 anyways. We could trigger the shuffle here, but there are many good cards that we want to see again soon, like the Capital City in here. So I think we just add a silver and call it a day. Yeah, that looks okay. Like not the best. There's a blacksmith on top, so we leave that there. And maybe this Miller will help us find the capital city. And AI does have lots of great stuff going on, but I do not get those Philosopher's Stones. I actually didn't even notice it got the first one in. Now here, we on the other hand have quite a choice to make. I think we go for a capital city here and play this Carpenter for maybe a second Carpenter at this point. Like the targets aren't that great, but in a bit the curses are going to run, the underlings might run. So having something to remodel your estates, or yeah, probably your estates away, might be good. And now we can make use of this capital city, discarding that, declining that. Do we want to play the town crier first and just go for maximum draw on the blacksmith? I think we're going for a capital city anyways. I think it's fine to draw 1 card further, although actually I've changed my mind. We can just draw to 6 cards here, +1 card, +1 action, and then +2 coins, decline that, play our treasures, and probably, like, I really would like to have more capital cities, and also Highwayman would be great, but the decks are just so junky. I drew a card there to just trigger the shuffle already upon shuffling here. And yeah, I don't know. This is just a very junky kingdom, and I think in hindsight, maybe our strategy wasn't the greatest with this potion. Maybe we wanted to open with silver town crier or something like that, just to hit 5 more often in the beginning. But yeah, being ahead on that familiar, on that cursing, since AI isn't cursing us, is just so valuable that let's decline all this. Oops, yeah, well, we can hit 5 either way. Being ahead on that cursing, yeah, will help us out in the long run, especially seeing on these Philosopher stones. But yeah, I'm not super convinced by our strategy, to be honest. This needs to become plus card plus action, unfortunately. Think this as well. Now those Carpenters look really, really bad. But we can go for more of this stuff and end our buys. Both of our capital cities are down there. So yeah, at least we do get to find both of them. I think we don't quite discard here yet, although we just want to get through as much stuff as possible, I think. So we actually do discard. Now here we can play this for +2 coins and now use this capital city just for draw, but we can also, of course, since there was this estate, we can just discard it. And yeah, this still is not that great. Now having a favor would have been great with the Carpenter, but no such luck. So maybe we gain another Underling here and just pass our turn. Now we have this Highwayman in play, which will draw us a few cards. But yeah, our deck is not running smoothly at all. I feel like, yeah, I'm not playing this optimally. But well, you have such days sometimes, and we can draw a card here. I think we do. Both these capital cities missing. It's nice to get even further through the shuffle. Or maybe we want to keep the favor for a double province turn soonish and just pick up a capital city here. And yeah, things are actually not looking super great, especially with piles being as low as they are. Luckily, the AI has now jumped off of its Highwayman train, so like it doesn't have any Highwayman going anymore. Was really hoping to see a capital city there, but again, no such luck. Could try to draw on here. Yeah, actually, we have 4 favors, so it's fine. We do get the favor back. We do get to curse once again, and now we find the capital city. Decline this. We have 2 capital cities and a highwayman down there. Actually, we could try to draw into the other highwayman, right? Yeah, maybe we pay the 2 for 2 cards. Yeah, this seems to have already paid off very good. And do we pay this? I think there should be another capital city down there, but also an estate. If we draw it, then we won't hit 8, and we really are pressed to buy that province now, given how low piles are and how far behind we are on points somehow. So yeah, maybe this is just a play and go for a province here, decline that, leave a capital city on top. Okay, now we're moving along. But yeah, the deck is just so thick, and without having hit 5 that often early on, it feels like we really were quite pressed for yeah, for a sloggy and slow turn through our decks. But oh well. So we do get to discard here, we do get to Carpenter another Underling. We probably want to play this for coins, this for card action, and this for draw to 6 cards. This looks good. And just cantrip those. Cantrip. Well, maybe we cantrip the Town Crier first, because the blacksmith might still be able to draw stuff. And draw more here. Go for the +2 cards. Deal out the last curse, and now we get to carpent something if we so want to. Could carpent this underling into a duchy or a capital city. I think I like capital city here. And no, we don't have. Well, we do have the action if we use this. Okay, this looks very good. What is this last card? Have you paid attention? I certainly haven't. It's been a long day, so I think I just leave it there. And we go into this next turn with another Highwayman. And yeah, AI's deck has completely stopped working. So even though we kind of had a rough time in the middle there, right now we are. Oh, that was a misplay. The familiar I didn't really want to play. I really wanted to carpenter this turn, but what can you do? Should pay better attention. And yeah, the favors will all help us to keep our sanity. Now at least we get to just carpent this potion, I guess. And actually we do not quite hit 8 here yet. So maybe we go for plus card plus action, perfect. And we have to play this. No, if we want to both play the Carpenter and the Highwayman and Town Crier, that's not possible, so we need to cantrip this in the end. If only we had found the capital city a bit earlier. Yeah, do we stop here? I think we stop here. Turn this into another capital city just to keep sifting through. And hit 7 because, of course, because of course this attack was in there. So maybe we try to draw one more card here, but first play this. Yeah, let's see what we draw. It's just a province, and that seals our fate. Duchy it is, unfortunately. But yeah, this time we at least do shuffle in the Highwayman, and wow, actually AI's Philosopher's Stone did something there. It just gave it, wow, +7. That's more than I've ever seen a Philosopher's Stone do. Now here we are at a decision point where maybe we even get to end the game. So let's go for this blacksmith. If we do find a province, we might be able to carpent it, and we would be able to maybe mill it, and also, oh, that was a mistake. I'm not paying enough attention. I shouldn't have drawn there from the capital city. But yeah, here I think we're going for it. We're quite likely to find a province, so decline that. Discard even more. Decline that, play that for money, and decline that, play that for draw to 6. And now we only need to find a province, which we are rather likely to do now. Yeah, there it is, and we have just won the game. Can see whether we can do a bit more stuff even. But I actually doubt we will be able to do much more here. Yeah, this is just province estate now. Yeah. Well, that's good enough for us. We get to put in, maybe draw one more card. If it's copper, we could have even gone for province duchy. But yeah, let's go for this estate. And we've won the game in a no, like super sloggy fashion. I mean, we did slow down AI enough in the end for it to stumble upon its feet with those 9 curses in deck, but also to achieve that, we completely sacrificed our early game, and that was not great. I did not enjoy playing out this game, and even though it feels correct to curse the AI for sure, I think the initial potion should have been a Carpenter or a Silver, just to maybe get drawing, get a few Highwayman capital cities first, and then pivot into the familiar and maybe alchemist stuff. Yeah. But also, it's just an awfully sluggy kingdom, and early on, if you are hit by the highwayman attack, which we did get hit quite a lot, as AI was able to open Highwayman and Town Crier, you're just not in a great spot to hit 5 a lot early on, and then it kind of slogs through. I hope you still enjoyed this playthrough in any case, and I will then try to catch you in the next one, whenever that might be. And until then, I'll say goodbye.